princess paper and Eileen Hull wonderful Sizzix dies to make this very special princess jewelry box that rotates. Little secret door openings here with some secrets inside, little drawers to show you. So let me take you in for a closer look. Okay, like I said, this was made with Graphic 45's new Princess collection. It has the sticker collection in there in the packet. I also used the Princess chipboard pieces, some door knobs, some metal I had in my stash, and the Graphic 45 Peach Rose Bouquet is what you see on top here. In addition to a lot of trims and little gems and things I had in my stash, especially this wonderful piece I've had for a long time, just kind of holding on to. Can't remember where it's from, but I've had it for a long time. So let me take you in and show you some details as far as what's going on here. Okay, the drawers that you see there, I'm going to show you which die this came from Eileen Hull, but these actually are tiny little drawers that I've lined with the paper and added this little hardware handle before I lined the inside to cover up the little brads that hold it in place. And they just slide into this part of the die, which I'll talk about. And then we have this little magnetized flap here that opens up a little door. We'll look at that one in a minute, but let's go around and see the drawers here on this side as well. And here's another door. So in here, I have utilized a lot of the Graphic 45 Princess collection in making all these cute little envelopes using the chipboard, little pearl accent, used a Velcro closure, and inside are these little cards. So for the little princess in you, or whoever you were to give this to, they could send their little princess friends a note or a little love note to Prince Charming. All of these are accented with a little bit of sparkly pen. I think I used the Jelly Roll pen in the sparkle, clear sparkle. So all these little envelopes were made with the envelope punch board. And sometimes it's just a little flat card, like these. And sometimes it's this type of coin, I guess I would call it like a coin envelope. So I put some twine here, use some eyelets to close this up here. And then inside would be a tall card, something just a little different, and a place to write on the inside. So there's two of those as well. So there's a lot of things in here for your little princess to write notes or to stash little secret trinkets or whatever she likes. So those are going in this little door. Magnet there. And then around here, of course, a princess has to have a princess's diary. So there it is, little book in here. Has little gold paper collection, paper. And I don't know what this is. What could this be? Little tiny envelope. Something's in here. Let's see if we can get that to come out of there. Oh, oh my goodness, it's a key. It's a little key on a piece of chipboard. How cute is that? Well, I think that must open up the diary because there's a lock right there. So this little diary ties closed with some pretty ribbon, and it's got a ton of pages in here for your princess to write all kinds of secret messages and notes, and maybe even sketch some little things. And in this book there are these little dangle charms, and there's some stamping. The book has been created by me, hand stitched into the spine. A lot of cute little imagery. We got a little bookmark ribbon here. These little dangle charms are cute, right? Just a way to accent where those strings have to come through to bind the album. Of course, I had to stamp a few B's here. But you get the idea. This is a cute little princess's diary. So that tie is closed. I used some of the stickers to adorn the front and the side. And of course, we have to put away the key where we got it from. So hide that. And we'll tie that back up later, but we'll stick that back in there for now. So fun, right? Show you a couple more little details here. I use some cute little trim here. It's like a pink color to trim out the edges where you see a lot of that cardboard from the actual die. So that's sort of to keep that decorative and kind of covered up. And then this little gold scallop trim down here is just a nice finishing touch across the bottom. And again, chipboard is used a lot. Imagery from the paper is put behind the metal. Those little drawer pulls are great. And the Graphic 45 rose bouquet, of course. If you can see it in the light, I'm not sure, but there's some color added to the peach, a different darker peach color. I've used the leaves, and then I've sprayed everything with like a shimmery, sparkly spray, which is perfect for your princess. And then of course we have this is a wooden decorative finial piece I got at the craft store, and I painted it with a nice gold color. There's some doilies glued under there and some of the chipboard, as you can see. Just a really fun project. So I'm going to take you through somewhat of a tutorial. If it's something that you think that you would like to make yourself, I think you can figure it out from the video to come here. I'm going to switch to doing a voiceover mode as I take you through the process as I was creating it. So I hope you like it. I started with Eileen Hull's new Sizzix die called the Treasure Box, and as you can see, it comes with a lid. However, I didn't use the lid as it was intended. I just used this flat piece and didn't use these side panels. So here's the idea. I wanted to make a little door here, so I hinged it with some gold washi tape that I had, and I lined the inside with paper afterwards. That's that nice new Graphic 45 metallic tape. And these pieces come with the die as well. Although I didn't use them, they serve as like little handles and hinges, which could be pretty handy. The other die that I use from Eileen Hull is called the Stacking Drawer Box. And that's the drawer. And then you also get this little sleeve that you put together like this. And then the drawer slides in and out of that. Cute. Now there is this extra piece, which I didn't use in this instance. Instead, I covered the back of each of these little drawer sleeves with some paper as sort of a stopper. And like I mentioned earlier, I used these cute little ornate handles, and I had brads to secure them, so I had to put the paper on afterwards when I lined the drawer. And these all fit into those sleeves, which are also adhered into the treasure box, as you can see here. I made two of those with some slightly different papers, put those aside, and then I also made two with the doors. The one that you see here on the right has a frame on it. I'll talk about that in a minute. This one's plain. Basically just to serve as a stopper, so when you shut this, it doesn't sink into the box. So we have this one here that I'm just kind of finishing up. As you notice, I have the washi on there first, then I folded this paper around from the front, and then to finish off the inside, I will take this other sheet of paper and just adhere it right there, so it has a nice clean finished look. Now, these are the strips that I made. I just covered cardstock with this pretty piece of paper. This is from this particular sheet where I just used that center area with the floral, and I saved these strips for later. So you can see I've done a little mitered corner cut. Of course, I had to measure the front of my box to make sure it was just a little bit bigger from edge to edge. And I'm going to cut this last little piece here to finish it off. And then I'll adhere them on there. And like I said, it serves as a good stopper for the door. So here I am planning out how my boxes are going to come together. I'll eventually glue them together, but first I want to put just the two together. So eventually you'll see that I switched the positioning of the way the door opens, but basically the idea here is I folded over a little piece of paper, that leftover decorative strip. I put a magnet in there and the other part of the magnet there to get it ready. I inserted a graphic 45 doorknob through there and opened up the prongs, and then I used metal glue. I keep these nice and tight to get my position just right, and I use metal glue to adhere the doorknob portion to the actual door. I adhered my boxes all together in the position that I wanted. It's nice and sturdy. And then I built a base out of several layers thick of chipboard. I covered it with pretty paper. That'll be the base, and this will be the top, which is only one sheet thick and covered with paper. Before gluing my lid, I decided to use some more of that gold metallic tape around the edge. And then I painted the wooden piece with some metallic paint from the craft store, just to match. To make that turntable feature to the bottom of the box, I bought a 4-inch Lazy Susan hardware piece like this. It comes just like this. It's already together. And it's metal, so all I had to do is use some really strong metal glue, and I like Power Tack by Beacon. I cut a piece of chipboard the size of the base so it doesn't scratch the counter. I'm going to apply this piece of this shelf liner paper that will make it grip my counter but not scratch it. So I'll just adhere these together. I selected some of this gold scallop trim for the bottom of the box here because I noticed that you could see the Lazy Susan mechanism if I didn't do this. So now when it's on the table and spinning, you can't really see that. After giving my peach flowers a little more color with a water brush and some peach ink, I used some super thick tacky glue to adhere my flowers and my leaves to the top of my box, and as you can see, the wooden golden piece is there as well. I wrapped some of the stems to the flowers, these wire stems, around a thin-handled paintbrush just to give them a little curl, and I filled in here and there with these smaller rosebuds. And you'll also see here that I have added some metal photo corner decorations to each corner on the top of the box. Okay, that's it for me today, everybody. Thank you so much for coming by, watching the tutorial, and checking out my project. It took me quite a while to make it, but I love how it turned out. I hope you do too. I will be listing this one and only project in my Etsy shop for sale, probably on Monday, which would be March the 4th. So Monday, let's say noon Eastern Standard Time, March the 4th. And it will be listed there. It will be the only one, and hopefully one lucky little princess will get this and get to enjoy it. So thanks again, everybody. I really appreciate you coming by. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any videos in the future. I do list a lot of things on my Etsy shop now. It's kind of something new that I'm doing. So you don't want to miss out on it. You can follow my blog. You can follow me here. Have a great day, and thanks again.